So what's going on, everybody? This is Gaines. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of, believe it or not, these are Nintendo Switch controllers. As you can probably clearly read on the box. But obviously these are in the form factor of GameCube controllers. So let's kick the intro and then we'll get back to this. Alright, so now that we got the intro out the way, first thing I want to say is this isn't going to be like some in-depth review of these controllers. I didn't do this video for that. This is really just to talk about how I came to get these and just what I think about them up front. You know, I'm not about to break it down onto responsive times between the PDP brand, which is this one, or the Hori brand, or all this type of stuff. That's not what this video is about. It's actually just talking about the controllers, why I got them, and that's pretty much it. I can't really think of much else. Oh, and what I'm going to use them for. Because as you can see, the Mario one is gone, and we only have these four right here that's still in the box. So, one day I was down at GameStop. Now, I know everybody hates GameStop. Maybe not everybody, but the majority of people pretty much hate GameStop. I was actually one of those people, and somehow, weirdly enough, I've actually started going back to GameStop. Mostly because now that when you pre-order a game, at least the GameStop in my area will give you the game. Say if that game is supposed to come out that Friday, you can actually get the game that Thursday right after they close. And they close at about 9 o'clock. So you get the game at 9 p.m. the day before it actually is supposed to be released. So that works out perfect for me because the GameStop's like 10 minutes away. And it gives me about 3 extra hours, I guess, to play the game. So, or to play the game before it would normally come out. So that's how they suckered me back in. But anyway, so I was actually down there to pre-order Devil May Cry 5, which I'll be discussing later in the week about what I think about that game. And I seen all these controllers. They were sitting on a little display. Matter of fact, no, the first time I went in, I only seen the Mario one. So I bought the Mario one because it's only $24.99, and I said, well, for what you were getting, or at least from what I felt like I was going to get, because obviously I could only look at the controller in the box. It's not like I could take it out, hook it up and play with it and all that stuff. Felt like, $24.99 for a GameCube form factor controller for the Nintendo Switch that doesn't need any adapters. That's a pretty good bargain, especially when the Nintendo Pro controller was going for like $60 when that came out. And then I think the Smash Edition controllers that were in the same form factor, I believe they were about $60. So I was like, well, you can't beat it. Even if for some reason, the controller had a little bit of lag, or I didn't enjoy the controller for whatever reason. I said, well, $25 isn't too bad of an investment if I lose it. So yeah, I got the Mario one up front, which I actually have right here. So you can see, like I said, it's out of the box because I actually played a little bit of Smash Bros with it. And then I also used it playing a couple of the old games on the Nintendo Switch Online. Both of them works pretty good for. I didn't have any complaints, other than maybe my only complaint would be, as you can see, one difference between these controllers and the GameCube controllers. So if you look at the top, you actually have 4, I guess, top buttons, if you want to call them that. You have a L and a R, which is normal for the GameCube, except for they would be the bigger ones. And now you also have a ZL and ZR button on the top. So you have 4 buttons at the top instead of the normal 2 on a GameCube controller. That's not really the gripe. The gripe would be the back buttons that would take the place of, I guess, the original GameCube controller buttons. They don't have the travel that the old one do at all. And I don't know, it doesn't feel good for, like, if you were, I guess, going to play any type of shooter or anything, or any type of game to where you wanted like a, how can I word this, like a pressure sensitive, like how far you were pushing the button in to maybe shoot a little faster or move a little faster, or whatever the case may be. And then you also have, if you had pushed it all the way in, you have like a full blast mode, I guess. These are pretty much either off or on. There's no, selective pressure pushing on or anything like that. So that would be my one gripe. But hey, they're $25 for that being the one thing. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So, like I said, I played a little Smash Bros with the Mario controller. I didn't have any problems. You can see actually right now it has the C button on it. This can actually be switched out if you just pull it off. You could they have another one of these that'll snap on it. So if you're playing, a game that you don't need the C button, which obviously, honestly, you don't even need to change out the thing because and that's probably gone forever. But no, like, you don't really need to change out this button at all because, and if I could ever get this back on there, get on there for the camera, get on there. All right, now it doesn't want to go on. Maybe because I'm putting it on upside down. And yes, that was why. So, successfully back on. And it's not difficult at all. It just goes right back on. It really takes no effort at all, as you just seen. No frustration needed. But anyway, so set this off to the side. You don't really need to change out the button because, like I said, it does all the same functions. But if you want the old GameCube look, you can snap on the C button piece on top of it. Or you can put the analog button back on it if you want that. Controller feels to me a little bit, maybe a little bit bigger than the old GameCube controller. Not really though. I mean, it feels pretty much the same. So if you're looking for a controller that feels like the old GameCube controller for the Nintendo Switch, and you don't want to put on no adapters or nothing like that, and you're only looking to spend about $25, then these controllers are good for you. Now, somehow I've turned into I guess a collector of game related things. Normally this isn't me. Keith actually, he collects statues and stuff. So I don't know if he'll ever do a video on his statues, but he actually has quite a few of them, and a lot of them are cool. So this is forcing Keith to make a video about his statues. Yes. But anyway, like I said, so I seen all these in GameStop. The next time I went in, when I actually picked up Devil May Cry. So I picked up DMC5, and then I see the display, and all these ones are there. Every one that they've made. So I'm like, all right. It suckered me in, and I end up buying all of them because I seen a need for all of them, except for maybe Peach. I didn't really see a need for Peach. Feminists out there, please do not destroy the video. I'm already getting like 30 views. So as you can see, I'm YouTube royalty right now. So please don't take it away from me. But anyway, I just don't have a game that I've set aside to open up the Peach box to open up Peach's controller box. And I know I'm going to pay for that one. Anyway, so obviously the Pikachu one here, we're saving that for whatever we've seen it, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. That's getting saved for that. So when I get that for the Switch, that's going to be used to play that game. We have the Luigi controller over here, which is going to absolutely destroy me playing on my green screen. Or at least I'll have to make sure I keep the controller down because obviously it's green. It somehow turns out looking black on screen, which is weird. But anyway, this controller is actually going to be used for Luigi's Mansion 3. So once Luigi's Mansion 3 hits the Switch, this is getting open day one, and we're playing that game with this controller. We got to have Luigi on Luigi action. And again, I'm regretting what I said. But moving forward to the last controller over here, which is the Zelda theme controller. Now, I could open this up and play some Breath of the Wild with it. I could even play some original NES Zelda that's on the Nintendo Online service. If you haven't seen that or you haven't got a chance to play it, it's on there. It's pretty fun. I remember back from Nintendo, so I could enjoy this controller with either one of those games, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to hold off until the next Zelda game comes out. I don't know what it's going to be or when it's going to happen, but I'm going to hold out for that. The only thing that could speed that up and make me open this first before that happens is if we get Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo Online gaming service thing. If we get that, this box is getting opened, and we're playing with that controller while we rebeat Zelda Ocarina of Time, which is, arguably the greatest Zelda game ever. That argument's for another day. But yeah, so like I said, I wasn't about to jump in depth onto telling you like the speed of this controller is better. But like I said, at least it didn't have dead spots. I actually bought one of the I believe it was same brand PDP, but it was like the bootleg Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It was the one with the wire, and I believe it was about $20. Every one I bought of that, I bought a Mario theme one, and I bought I believe the other one was a Zelda theme, or they could have been both Mario. I honestly don't remember, but each one had a dead spot in the analog stick. I actually don't have the controller by me right now, but just to, I guess, give some type of visual, it always registered that the stick was like ever so slightly pointed down. So when I would play like Xenoblade Chronicles and stuff like that, or Xenoblade Chronicles 2, not the first one, it would just always, my character would just slowly drift down, or it was just annoying. No matter how much I unplugged it, plugged it back in, cleaned out the port, it didn't matter. Like, it just kept happening. I looked it up online. Apparently that was a big thing. So I haven't had that issue with at least this one. I can't say these ones because I haven't opened them, but at least the first one I opened, everything's fine with that one. So yeah, somehow I've turned into a collector of controllers. If they do release any other themed ones, which hopefully they do, honestly, because I do like the controller. So if they do that, then I'm probably going to end up getting those as well and just add into the collection. And hopefully one day I don't get into collecting amiibos. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little talk. Like I said, it wasn't going to be some, big video for the day. That'll be the Devil May Cry video. We'll do a lot more for that one than we did for this one. This is like a sit down and talk around the fireplace with your boy, and that's all this one was. It was no funny themes or nothing. Normally I try to do a little skit. Maybe we'll do a skit for Devil May Cry 5, or maybe we'll just do a skit for another video that I'm planning on doing. Hopefully it'll get out this week. But Devil May Cry 5 definitely will be out this week. The video, not the game. Game's old. You know that. But yeah, so anyway, man, thanks for sitting down. Also, girl, thanks for sitting down. If you also sat down at the fireplace chat. But anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Goddamn. And girls. I'll catch guys and girls next time. If you tune in. Peace. Double peace. I don't got nothing to say, man. It's out. Get out of here.